Hey there guys, and welcome back to Alex Invests. For those of you who don't know, I'm Alex. I'm a business owner with a degree in economics, and I've been investing since I was 18 years old. Today is Sunday, so of course the markets are closed, and we stuck with a little bit of a blue sign, same as last Sunday. This is only my second Sunday as a channel, so maybe next week we'll switch it up, who knows. But anyways, today I wanted to talk to you guys about Tesla. Now, I haven't talked about Tesla on this channel before, and that's why I needed to make a video, and I thought Sunday would be the perfect day. Now, I've been trading and investing in Tesla since 2016, and I do have some interesting stories to share about that today. And Tesla is still my biggest holding as well in my main portfolio for the long term, and I do suggest that if you're making a portfolio that is safe and diversified and for the long run, for 20 years from now, for 30, 40 years from now, I think that Tesla is a stock that needs to be in that portfolio. But before we get into all that, as always, please like and subscribe, guys. It really does help out the channel and it helps me create more content for you guys. Now, we obviously all know Tesla, and I have in some of my other videos mentioned Tesla as a comparison to some of these other companies that I've been investing in and going through with you guys. But I did want to talk to you guys about Tesla being added to the S&P 500 and the insane run that they have had because of it. It was announced on Monday that they would be added to the S&P 500 on the 21st of December before the trading day, and since then the price has just been skyrocketing. I mean, we went around $420 all the way up to $580. Obviously, they had a chance earlier this year to get into the S&P 500 after they had their fourth positive quarter ever consecutively, but the committee decided not to add them until recently, which does take effect on the 21st of December. When they get added, they will already be in the top 10 most valuable companies in the index. So it's a lot of shares which are being bought here in order to accompany Tesla to be in the index. And that is why they're currently in talks about putting Tesla into the S&P 500 in two separate installments because of just the sheer amount of money and shares that need to be bought for the index. And I mean, we already knew this was coming. Q2 of 2020, Tesla had already met the requirements to be added to the S&P 500, but wasn't picked. But after Q3, which was October 21st, they came out with their financial results for Q3, which was fifth consecutive quarter with profits, $8.77 billion in revenue, and 139,000 vehicles delivered. Now, just put this into perspective for a minute here. NIO last quarter delivered only just under 13,000 vehicles, and Tesla third quarter delivered 139,000 vehicles. So we can see how big of a company these guys actually are. And don't get me wrong, I still think NIO is an unreal company and they're going to make big movements, but they're still nowhere near where Tesla is right now. And again, nobody in the industry is. They were the first ones there, and they're going to continue to be number one. And that's why their price is still justified. Is it high right now? It is very high. But again, that addition to the S&P 500 is a big driver of that. So before we get into the chart and some of the news surrounding Tesla very recently, I wanted to just talk about my experience trading Tesla since 2016. So in 2016, I bought Tesla. Close to the end of 2018, I ended up actually selling Tesla for about a 60% profit. Then in 2019, I ended up buying a few more shares after selling all of my shares. And then right before the pandemic, I actually ended up dropping almost my entire portfolio out of the market and into cash because I had a feeling something was going to happen. And obviously it did. I only kept a very few number of stocks. One of those was Novavax. You can look it up. That one was an insane pick for me as well. When I bought it, it was about $7, and the current price is about $130 on the stock. But I didn't end up keeping Tesla. So when March hit, obviously we had a bit of a decrease in Tesla, but then right around April, that's when we saw these huge gains start to happen. And I did end up buying Tesla again on about the end of April to beginning of May. And since then, I haven't sold any of my shares and have continued to pick my shares up along the way. But what I really just wanted to share with you guys is the amount of money I did make buying and selling the stock like this, versus the amount of money I could have made having just held the shares that I had and continually adding to it since 2016. So right now I've currently made about 250% off Tesla, plus the original 50% that I made back in 2016 to 2018. So that puts me at about 300% on Tesla. If I would have held my shares since 2016, I would be up over 1,100% on Tesla right now. So we can see that huge difference. I would have almost made 4 times the amount of money than what I've actually made on Tesla if I would have just bought and held, So if it's a company that you really believe in, it's not worth it buying shares, selling shares, buying shares, selling shares. You might make a bit of money along the way, but if you see the company as a huge company in the future, then your best bet is just to buy and keep buying on the dips and don't sell out, because in the long run, that is how you're going to make a lot more money. And it's clear from the example that I've given you guys, and it's clear from many other examples, that this is the way you have to invest. All right, so now I just want to show you guys the chart quickly. So first of all, right here, we can see on the 16th after hours, it was announced that Tesla would be added into the S&P 500. And since then, we've just seen huge spikes upwards here, right? Because obviously that information is massive, and we can see also since then the volume here has been huge moving forward, and I think we continue to see this into next week. The price obviously is extremely high right now at $585, but we can see after hours we're down a little bit here again. What do I see though? Does this continue? We're already at $600. Just 2 weeks ago here, really, we were at around the $400 mark. So, I mean, it is crazy. Now, if we look back here for a minute too, right? This around here was the day they announced earnings, and you know what? They killed Q3 earnings, but the stock still went down a bit here, after that. And that's interesting to see, because that really means that this huge jump is really all them being added into the S&P 500. And it does mean a lot. There's a lot of shares that are going to be bought up, and we can see that forward with this increase in volume. But should the price of the stock be this high right now? I don't know. If you are not invested in Tesla right now and looking for a price to get in, I would recommend you wait for maybe a bit of a correction here. I could see this continuing maybe for a little while upwards, but eventually we're going to see a correction moving down. And if you're not invested in Tesla, that's when I would recommend buying. Am I buying more shares right now? I am not. I have some other investments I want to make, first of all, and second of all, this price is very high and it is already my biggest holding. But down the road, it's definitely something that I can see myself doing, because again, in the long term, I do see Tesla moving much higher than this. They are still, even now, at the beginning of where they're going to be in 5 years down the road. So some other recent news on Tesla quickly. They had to recall 9,500 of their SUVs because of safety concerns. And now the government is actually investigating 115,000 of Tesla's cars because of their suspension. So these are two really interesting things to see moving forward and what that's going to bring. I did read the reports and it doesn't seem like it's too big of a deal. There had only been 43 complaints out of hundreds of thousands of vehicles, and you can still control the car after. So this should be fine. And I don't think we're going to see too much of an effect in price, and we haven't seen that yet over the last week. So I don't see much there, but I did wanted to mention it before the end of the video, which is right now. So I hope you guys did like the video, and if you did, please like and subscribe. As always, leave me a comment if you want it. I love getting comments. So other than that, I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.